Hi guys, my name's Juan and today we're going to be looking at a few family sponsorship example cases. These examples can be viewed on the Canadian website. And any questions you guys have, please feel free to ask them down below. Keep in mind, I'm not a professional. However, I can connect you with a certified immigration consultant, one that would offer you a free 30-minute consultation. So definitely let me know if that sounds good to you. And with that, let's get to the video. For those new here, family sponsorship is a great way to bring your family over to Canada for permanent residence. This would allow them to live, work, and study here in Canada. I already made videos on these topics, so I'll just link those up above. Make sure to check those out if you haven't already. So, the most simple cases for family sponsorship for immigration to Canada are when you sponsor a spouse, partner, or dependent child. A child is considered dependent if they are under the age of 22 and do not have a partner or spouse. A child can still be considered a dependent child if they're over the age of 22 if they are unable to support themselves financially due to some mental or physical condition, or if you can prove that they've been relying financially on their parents since before the age of 22. And once you get past that, things can get pretty complicated pretty quick. So, the ground rules. You may sponsor one relative related by blood or adoption of any age if both of these requirements are met. 1. You don't have a living spouse or partner, child, parent, or grandparent, both by blood or adoption, that you could sponsor instead. And 2. You have no other relatives, including aunt, uncle, or any of the other relatives just listed in number 1 who are Canadian citizens or permanent residents. So here are some examples of those. And again, these examples can be found on the Canadian website. I'll leave a link for that down below. So, example 1, eligible to sponsor an aunt. Veronica doesn't have a spouse or common law partner. She has no children and lives in Canada as a permanent resident. Her parents and grandparents have all passed away, and she doesn't have any relatives in Canada who are Canadian citizens or permanent residents. Veronica would like to sponsor her Aunt Betty, who she is very close with. Her Aunt Betty is married and has a daughter. In this case, Veronica meets the requirements to sponsor her aunt because she doesn't have a close living relative she could sponsor instead, such as a spouse, partner, child, orphan sibling, parent, or grandparent, and any other relative such as an aunt who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. On the application, Betty would be designated as the principal applicant, and Betty's spouse will be allowed to come along with her. Betty's daughter can be included on the application only if she is still considered a dependent child. If Betty's daughter does not qualify as a dependent child, she will need to immigrate to Canada on her own. Example 2, eligible to sponsor a cousin. Sam is an only child. His parents and grandparents have passed away. He was raised in Hong Kong by his only cousin, and Sam has now immigrated to Canada as a permanent resident. He is single, so he doesn't have a spouse or common law partner, and Sam doesn't have any relatives in Canada who are permanent residents or Canadian citizens. Sam wants to sponsor his cousin from Hong Kong. Sam meets the requirements to sponsor his cousin to come to Canada because he doesn't have a close living relative he could sponsor instead, and any other relative who is a permanent resident or Canadian citizen. Example 3, not eligible to sponsor an aunt by marriage. Abba is a Canadian citizen. The only family she had in Canada was her mother, who passed away. Abba has always been close to her mother's only brother and wife. So she's close with her uncle and her uncle's wife. Abba's uncle recently passed away and she would like to sponsor his wife, her aunt by marriage. Abba does not meet the requirements to sponsor her aunt by marriage because they are not related by blood. And that's it, guys. I hope this information gives you guys a better understanding of how family sponsorship to Canada works. If you have questions, feel free to ask them down below. Again, keep in mind, I'm not a professional. However, I can connect you with one, a certified immigration consultant, one that could offer a 30-minute free consultation. Family sponsorships can be really tricky, so I definitely recommend at least chatting with one. If this content helps you out, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell for all the updates. And as always, I hope you guys have a great day and a great life. Take care.